You know, for quite some time now, anime and manga as a whole has been kinda in this search for its next true modern day masterpiece for at least a year by now, and take it as you will, but with the conclusion of Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba's manga and the wait for its second season of the anime, the world of anime and manga has been a little bit out of place, so I should say. And of course, there are your returning seasons of anime from all across the board like Attack on Titan Season 4, The Promised Neverland Season 2, and even Dr. Stone Season 2, but none of which are anything remotely new. But I think really, the search for anime and manga's next modern day masterpiece has been right in front of our faces for a little while now. A series that, to some extent, has been making a name for itself over the past few months and has already innovated the world of anime and manga altogether. And that series is none other than Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen, for some people, has already come across as the next Bleach and or Hunter x Hunter in some way, shape, or form. And though naturally, this series has already made so many landmarks in terms of sales and production over the course of the premiering of the anime back in October of 2020. And now we've made it through the first core of the first season, and a few, including myself, are saying it's on a level of rivaling Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba's first season of the anime. To some degree though, a series like Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba comes every once in a blue moon, and to see that happen to Jujutsu Kaisen, well, let's just say it's very unlikely in terms of sales. But as for the true meaning of why we read and watch a series, it's not because of the sales, but it's because of the openness that an anime and or manga has to offer. So to get to the point, that's why in today's video, we're going to be conversating the true appeal of what Jujutsu Kaisen has to offer, and if it can live up to the name of a modern day masterpiece. So, where to begin? Well, for starters, let's look at where the series is at right now. Jujutsu Kaisen, as of this recording, has a roundup number of 135 chapters in the manga and about 14 episodes within the anime. And already, Jujutsu Kaisen has sold over more than 20 million copies of the manga and has swiftly made its way of surpassing Black Clover and multiple other series in the process. And to level out the point I'm trying to make is that already Jujutsu Kaisen has overcome so many big milestones and in the making is still nowhere even close to being done. So that as it is something not a lot of newcomer series can really do within a couple of years. And I've been mentioning this for a while now, but with how other anime and manga like Black Clover and My Hero Academia can grow to an extent that they are at now, is something that won't even break a sweat with Jujutsu Kaisen's anime and continuing manga. But when it comes down to it, what really makes Jujutsu Kaisen worth being deserved of this title of today's modern day masterpiece? Well, skillfully, Jujutsu Kaisen is something that, at least in my eyes, hasn't been necessarily seen for quite some time now. And usually when I tell someone that, they don't usually understand at first, but if you really take a look into it, JJK follows a format that tracks all the way back to some of our favorite anime and manga of all time. After all, the main conception of the story was heavily inspired by Yoshihiro Togashi and Tite Kubo, creators of both Hunter x Hunter and Bleach, and both relatively quite impacted Shonen Jump for history as we know it. And series after series, so many mangakas try to follow the shonen format that makes the most sense in the matter, but only very few succeed. And when you take Jujutsu Kaisen, a manga that debuted in 2018, and if you want to include the 4-chapter prequel that goes back even further in 2017, it's been quite some time since we got an anime and manga that can, to any degree, come anywhere close to masterpieces like Naruto, Bleach, Gintama, and so many more shonen anime and manga. And you know, some people of course will just say it's unoriginal and it's just a copy of previous Shonen Jump hits, but to take that factor into consideration is just out of place and wrong. You see, Jujutsu Kaisen might hold the attributes and fundamentals of some of the best anime and manga we've seen within the shonen demographic, but as for the story, it's at the point where now the originality can't really be compared to the first few beginning chapters of the series, just like any other Shonen Jump hit. And as for the cast of this series, it's definitely different to say the least. I mean, taking into account all the cool and contemplating characters, it also has its fair share of weird and wacky characters to say the least. I mean, for crying out loud, there was literally a panda for a character. And seeing as though Jujutsu Kaisen can maintain a wide variety of a cast and still maintain a string on the audience, it definitely is showing that it isn't just appealing to one demographic to say otherwise. And for the characters to pretty much be all linked on a tree of good and then evil, it's something that really takes passion within the series. Not to mention, but from characters like Yuji Itadori to Satoru Gojo to pretty much the hard face of evil Mahito, and I've said this multiple times before, but it's really hard to find something that doesn't make any character within this series compelling. And you know, from someone who wasn't really much of a fan of the plot at first, Jujutsu Kaisen swiftly changed that with something not a lot of people were expecting. And within the first half of the first season, multiple top level showcasings from characters were shown to really have someone realize that just because we're bringing out some crazy overpowered abilities now doesn't mean that's all we have to offer. And multiple displays like that early on is something that is quite necessary within a series like this to keep people entertained. And thankfully, it wasn't too hard at all for JJK to fit into that subject. And everything from the topic around shamans and sorcerers is just done so well in a very unique way. It feels almost as if you've seen this somewhere before, but nothing on the level to what is being put out there from Jujutsu Kaisen. And it just goes to show that even from everything within these past few years of anime and manga, it just felt as if there was something missing and something needed to fill in that spot of emptiness that we have been missing from our modern day masterpieces. And I think that with everything considered and with the rate the anime of Jujutsu Kaisen is at right now, that we are witnessing a modern masterpiece in the making. And it's amazing because we all get to experience it together, but I guess that's just why Jujutsu Kaisen is a modern masterpiece. And as always everyone, that's all I have for you today. Let me know what you guys thought about the video in the comment section below, and if you want to leave a comment suggesting an idea for a video, be more than happy to do so. I love reading the comments, and maybe if you post an interesting topic, I'll choose yours and make a video on it. And guys, if you did enjoy today's video, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Also, forgot to mention, but there's a link to my Discord in the description box down below if any of you would like to join. With that everyone, my Twitter is @AnimeAugie, and I'll make sure to catch each and every single one of you guys in the next video. Peace.